couple of chicks and a bit of pheasant in there in warm water, just bringing it up to body temperature and rehydrating these chicks that have been in the freezer. So there's a bit of moisture on there as well, which will rehydrate the hawk. So he's got a bit of bone, a bit of pheasant. Today, just to change the routine around a little bit, I'm going to get Woody, put his hood on, and I'm going to go and sit on the little bench there, half an hour. I'm going to put a chick in my glove, remove the hood, then let him feed, and as he feeds I'll get a bit more and bring it up from behind and put it in. He's still calling in the mornings and it's early days yet. In fact, I'd say he's calling a little bit more than he would normally do. It seems like he's calling to go out rather than feed. As I said before, it doesn't really bother me. It's just something that I'm trying to change. Try and put the hood on him now. He has been playing up a little bit since my last video, trying to get the hood on him, but I persevere. If it gets too much, then I'll just change that routine again, and I won't hood him before food, I'll do it after. But I just try and keep that going, that hood. Not too bad hooding really. He doesn't accept it straight away like I think the Harrisauks, from what I understand, can be a little bit more difficult, but it's not too bad. Right, so I'm sitting comfortably now, and I've got his food here, which I'm going to just slip behind me. I'll put a chick in my glove, pulling the jesses behind my hand so I don't get all them all messed up. Go. I can see him starting to look down already because he's done this before. Like I said in the last video, I'm doing this way so he's not actually seeing me giving him food. I think he does know it, it's coming from me, but it's just what I'm trying. So I'm going to persevere with this for a while, but at the moment he seems to be calling more early, and I think that calling is all about going out, not so much food. So he wants me to be around, he wants to be entertained. After his feed he does quieten down a bit, but he's still, if I go in and come out, when he sees me he'll call. But he's not calling continuous, it's just he does 5 short calls, then he's quiet for a while, and then he'll do some more. But what I'm trying to do is, as we're coming into the summer and there'll be more people in the gardens all around, they don't mind, they all know me, they don't mind that I've got the hawk, but I do want to try and keep him a little quiet. I thought when he was going to be full up or fed up that he might, sort of stop a little bit, but I'm not so sure. But even if this doesn't stop him calling, what I'm doing, hooding him, it's still good. He's getting hooded, and after the hood, he's getting a reward. So he knows the hood's, always got something good on the end of it. It's not a bad thing. I have to be a bit careful, same as probably everyone does with the Harrisauk, but I've had them talons, fingers. One went in my thumb and went in and started going deeper to the side, which was horrible, but he has caught me a couple of times, and he's got hold of he's had his talons in my thumb, full squeezing. One's gone in and he hasn't let go until he's finished his food. Well, that was a learning curve. But we've just spent a whole season hunting and I'm calling him back to my glove with food in my glove. So what do we expect really? He knows that I've got food. So this calling business is just probably the way it is. And maybe it won't change. Maybe it get a little bit less as he gets older. Well, so not silly, these things. They work it out. When I call him back to my glove whenever we're out hunting, I never show him food. It's always hidden in my glove. So sometimes he comes back and there's no food in there. Sometimes, most times, he comes back and there is food in there. But I decided not to show him food. I have done it on the occasion when I showed him a whole chick when it's been raining and he hasn't come down. But other than that, all the food he gets generally is hidden in my fist. So he doesn't know that he's coming back for a guaranteed piece of food. And that way, if I haven't got any food, I call him, he should still come back. This morning he's weighing £1.13. He was hunting at £1.7 to £1.8. He started off hunting at £1.6.5. So he finished the season hunting quite nicely at about £1.720 to £1.7.5. But he follows on up till £1.10. But during that whole season, I worked out what this particular hawk does. They're all going to be different. But this one, I know exactly what makes him drive. So I haven't kept him at an unnecessary weight. So I don't think he's been starving. And I know that because if it's been raining, he's not bothered, he's just sat in the tree. But if I took him down really low, then he would be back to my fist for food, even if it was raining. He'd be just ravenous. So that's been an interesting thing, seeing all these different responses at different weights. So now my thoughts on this part we're doing now is up at 113. He hasn't cast this morning, so I'm a bit conscious of what I'm doing now. Am I overfeeding him? So I'm just having a lot of thought about that. So what he's doing is slowing down now, because I've noticed he's leaving a little bit. So maybe the balance will be that he eats what he wants and then stops. And this morning he's having just slightly less than he did yesterday, but still a lot more than he would normally. I'm trying to hold this bone for him now so he can have a good old pull at the sinews. This is where he's had me fingers before, but he doesn't seem to know that I'm holding it for him. He's worked that out, so, but he can't help it. It's my fault when he does it, when he gets hold of me. So just looking at my little book here, when I first got Woody, the night we came home I weighed him, it was £1.820, and the first time I got to weigh him again was when he first took some food from my glove, and that morning he was £1.565. So that's low, but that's what he got to before he took food from me. And then he started going up within a couple of days, 1635, 1650, creeping back up again before we went out hunting, 655, 1660. So there is a little difference. He's sitting there now. Normally, I've got this bone here. He'd normally jump across to that bone, now quite happy just to sit there. I'm being careful there's no sharp pieces. He's not really bothered. I think he's had enough. I did quite often chop all these bones up. I've just read something about splinters going into the crop, which has made me think again. So what I probably do now is cut it up fine or break it up with a hammer so you can get all the marrow out. I know in the wild they eat all sorts of bits and pieces. I've been doing this for quite a while now. He seems to know what I'm doing. Breaking it up so he can get the marrow out of it. He enjoys that. Got a nice calcium in these bones. I've been reading about the nutrition in chicks, and apparently it's just putting that all in there. That's a day-old chick, which are day-old cockerels. The nutrition in them is supposed to be 2/3 of an adult bird, and not much calcium because the bones haven't fully developed. So next season, I think besides giving him the chicks and when he catches, which is, it could be every few weeks, and then he's having a good feed up, but I might start giving him a little bit of rabbit as well as his chicks in between to keep that calcium up, that bone calcium which he needs. Of course, you read lots of things and people have got all different views. One minute you think you got it right, and then you look and you're not so sure. Even what I think I'm doing right now, at the end of next season, I might have changed my mind. And that's what it's all about, it's just adapting all the time. But we haven't had a bad season. We're still here. And when we come home, I've always got a hawk in the travel box, so we haven't lost him. And he's turned out really well. I go out with this hawk in the mornings, and then quite often I've been out in the afternoon and met someone, and we've walked out with their peregrine and merlin in the early part of the year, and the pointer. So that's been really quite interesting, watching the way the peregrine is. It's been really great watching this peregrine fly. It's a young one. It's being trained, and I've watched it come on through this season. I'm looking forward to next season, flying my hawk, also going out with my friend the falconer, flying his peregrine and the merlin that he'll be receiving this year.